Hello, folks. Today is a special day in the railfan community. The day the Polar Express first came to theaters. The epic feature film created by Robert Zemeckis and Tom Hanks. One of the best Christmas movies in my opinion. Although some people overlook it and call it creepy because of the visuals, because of how they use mocap, and not to mention a few scary scenes himself, like the conductor acted a little bit cranky in the hobo, using a Scrooge puppet to frighten away the hero boy. But nonetheless, it's a fantastic movie, in my opinion. However, there's also a lot of facts that a lot of people didn't know, and I have to know a lot of these facts because of how much I've been hyperfixating. Most people heard these facts before, but I'm gonna go over them anyway. So, yeah. I will also go through a brief synopsis of the movie, so if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out. It is one of the best Christmas movies ever. So, the movie is about this boy who has his doubts. A little known fact, the book, not the storybook, but the book about the information on the movie, the hero boy's name is actually Chris, after Chris Van Allsburg. And no, I didn't come up with this. This was all Chris Van Allsburg's doing, and actually no, Robert Zemeckis is doing. Chris Van Allsburg only helped a little bit with the movie, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. So he has his doubts on whether or not Santa Claus is real or not, and he tells his sister the same thing, in which his sister Sarah talks about the doubts with her father. And so the parents reassure her that Santa Claus is as real as Christmas himself, and that he wouldn't come until she was asleep. And so the hero boy decides to learn more about Santa during the scene, and he gets a card, or this picture from Herpley-Shimers, which is actually a real store in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It had a monorail and a lot of toys. Like, it was a pretty big toy store. Not as big as Toys R Us, though. What it doesn't have is an animatronic Santa, though. But anyway, after a while, that's when the train comes, and it wakes up the hero boy when he's trying to sleep. And so, when he sees the train outside, he looks around it, and then eventually decides to just board it, as it's taken off anyway. And that's when he meets the conductor, which is played by Tom Hanks, which Tom Hanks has played a lot of characters. He's played the motion capture of the hero boy, the conductor, Santa Claus, the hobo, and I believe some of the kids were also portrayed by Hanks. Plus conductor Hanks, or Tom Hanks, voice acts as the conductor, Santa Claus, the hero boy narrating, and also the hobo. And not to mention that I think he voiced one of the elves, but I'm not sure. But he's voiced and motion captured a lot of the characters, which is why this was one of the projects he was the most involved with, both for voice acting and for editing. Tom Hanks has made a few movies himself. Like, he's helped with the Mamma Mia movies, the first and second, which were the movies based off the musical, which he was one of the executive producers behind Mamma Mia, which I think is very interesting. I'm gonna have to feature ABBA songs in one of my upcoming projects. Anyway, back to the the Polar Express. The movie still has quite a bit of facts, though. Like, I'd like to say that the hot chocolate number is just my favorite part. It's just fantastic. However, I forgot to mention this. The address for the lonely boy, who's actually named Billy, and it's revealed in the movie, His address is 11344 Edbrook Avenue, which is the exact address of Robert Zemeckis from when he was a kid. Which I thought that was very interesting. Also, one fact about the whistle of the Polar Express. The whistle is a Sierra Railway No. 3 whistle. It's from the Sierra Railway No. 3 locomotive, which was used in Back to the Future 3. And also, if you look inside the locomotive during the scene where the cotter pin's flying all over the locomotive, you could see a flux capacitor, but it's a blink and you'll miss it. But it's still very interesting to see that Back to the Future and the Polar Express kind of revolve around the same universe, in a way. Anyway, so one thing you also got to know is that the movie has this incredible scene where the train is going over these hills like a roller coaster, and it also gets on the ice, which causes it to swerve and drift until eventually the ice starts to crack and the train has to get up to the surface, or back onto the tracks, which were seen under the water. My guess of how the ice happened was that there was a flood, and eventually, when it got colder, it froze over the tracks, obviously. And it was probably a little trestle that goes over this river, possibly, or maybe the sea. But anyway, guess we'll never know. But it's still a crazy scene. And they actually use it in like the 4D Polar Express show. Yeah, they turned the movie into a 4D show, which it's basically parts of the movie, but it's in a 4D show. Well, yeah, there's like the seats will shake whenever the train's going, and there's probably, yes, I am ready for Zootopia 2, but well, that's another story. Anyway, one thing else I gotta know is that this was also Michael Jeter's last role, which Michael Jeter is known for portraying Mr. Noodle from Elmo's World. However, I best know him as Smokey and Steamer, the engineer and fireman of the Polar Express. There was originally going to be a scene where he was going to do a song as Smokey and Steamer called "It Takes Two," but it was cut from the movie, probably for time reasons. I'm surprised that GWR Studios hasn't mentioned the deleted scene. Oh well. His channel's still around, but he's no longer on GWR Studios anymore anyway. He's busy on a guitar channel and also Neo Auto, but he will be missed in the Thomas community. That's why you must always be careful of what you do around Thomas fandom members, because some of them will not take anything lightly. Anyway, I will bring them on eventually, but for now I need to go over the facts before, Yeah, I know you are. I knew you were from when I first saw you tagging me and stuff. I knew you ex-Kelly the whole time, and now you go by Covey Productions. I like that. Anyway, so one of the best parts of the movie, by far, is the score, and also the songs. There's so many absolute bangers, like the Hot Chocolate song, the Polar Express song, and then there's the sweet song When Christmas Comes to Town, and then the powerful songs like Spirit of the Season and Believe by Josh Groban. And not to mention the background Christmas music that plays, like Frank Sinatra doing Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Bing Crosby and the Andrews Sisters singing It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, Winter Wonderland, and, this is not about Happy Feet, this is about the Polar Express. Both are released by Warner Brothers, both have a winter setting, but Happy Feet's about a dancing penguin, whereas the Polar Express is about a steam train that goes to the North Pole. Which was released 20 years on this day, folks. 20 years ago on this day. Anyway, I'll get to the story right after I go over more facts. But anyway, one thing you also got to know is that the hero girl is named Holly. Yeah, and that was also in the same book that I mentioned. However, most people just call her the Hero Girl. However, Billy's name was revealed, but people still refer to him as the Lonely Boy. But his name's Billy. People know his name is Billy. And people should know that Chris and Holly are the names of the hero boy and girl. I wonder if, for when they do make a Polar Express sequel, it's going to revolve around them eventually finding each other again, and they decides to, find out if the Polar Express was real or not. Like, it does a flash forward showing them as middle-aged adults in like the 2000s, and they're still wondering about that trip they took several years ago. But yeah. Anyway, by far one of the scenes that really gave me a jump was the scene where it was after Santa's bag on a cart was lowered under a target, and then these four rockets shot up towards the Zeppelin, which had the ropes, and the first rocket always gives me a jump, and it probably does for a lot of other people. And not to mention that the fire was just bright as it flew up into the sky, almost as if it was fireworks. But yeah, it's still a pretty epic scene. Anyway, following the release of the movie, there's been countless merchandise. The book has been the book's still a bestseller, and there's a whole lot of Lionel trains. Heck, there's more than Lionel trains, though. There's quite a bit of other stuff too, like, there's there is a wooden railway of the train. There's a 4D show that is seen at a lot of places. Like, I know SeaWorld has it. The St. Louis Zoo during Christmas has it. Just to name a few. But it's still a pretty awesome experience watching the Polar Express in 4D. I mean, it's like a 3D movie, but it feels like you're in the movie. You can feel everything. You can feel you feel your seat shaking. There's effects like water or bubbles or whatever. I reckon it would probably be like Tom's and Friends Bubbling Boilers, except a lot more, crazier and intense. Honestly, I need to go to the St. Louis Zoo during the Christmas time. I mean, I know the train probably won't be running a lot because it doesn't run during low temp days. However, I can assure you this: I'm definitely going to see the Polar Express in 4D. I might actually convince Mom if we could do a zoo visit during Wild Lights. Maybe we can look at the Christmas lights. I know the train will be running, but still. Then also I can record my rant on the broken crossings, and that the St. Louis Zoo needs to fix them. But anyway, now that I've got some facts about the Polar Express out of the way, it's time I tell you the story of how I got into the Polar Express and how I got into making the Tom's Express films. So I think for this I'm gonna get the link so I can eventually bring in some of the cast and crew of the Tom's Express films, including the voice of the Polar Express himself, Hudson Train Guy 12, if he's available. Anyway, so it was when I was a kid. I was a young toddler. The first movie I saw, the first movie I went to see in theaters was probably Shrek 2, but it didn't go so well because I was still a toddler, and it was loud, and it was a sensory nightmare. However, the next time I went to the movies, it was when I went to see the Polar Express. It was like this library story time where they read the book, we wore pajamas, we drank hot chocolate, had cookies, and then afterwards, my mom and my dad went and took us to the Polar Express movie, when it came out in theaters. It wasn't on this exact day, but it was probably during Christmas time was when I saw the Polar Express movie. And it was by far one of the best things I've seen. And then when I got the DVD, I would constantly watch it. Like I would just pop it in and just watch it over and over and over again. Like I watched it a lot like a broken record. The Polar Express was by far one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. And it's still one of the most fantastic movies, in my opinion. I've always wanted to take a ride on the Polar Express. And then in 2021, after my 19th birthday, I finally did. I got to ride the Polar Express on the Branson Scenic Railway. The Branson Scenic Railway's Polar Express is a fantastic ride. I even prefer it more than St. Louis, and I haven't even been on St. Louis's Polar Express. I mean, yes, it probably doesn't behave in the way like the Polar Express does, where it has, because the Scenic Railway has two locomotives at the front and the back, one headed northbound, one heading southbound. So the train ride is pretty simple. First, when the train leaves the station, the Polar Express song plays, everyone claps along and sings along to the song. And then the train eventually starts to begin its journey to North Pole, and while we're on the journey, the book is read to us. And then after the book is read to us as we are chugging through the night, eventually it's time for the hot chocolate number, which the conductor and some chefs will literally have this fake hot chocolate prop on a plate and they'll dance with it. It's one of the best experiences you've ever seen. I mean, yes, they don't do backflips on tables, and it's not just like the movie, but it's still a fantastic thing. Sometimes, if you're on the right Polar Express train, they'll have the conductor actually sing the Polar Express number. But honestly, the hot chocolate number is by far one of the best highlights of the film, and also the train ride. And then you get your hot chocolate, which, obviously they cool down a little bit because, well, I mean, kids are riding the train, and they just want to jump straight into the hot chocolate. However, most people have to wait for it to cool, but the Polar Express ride actually has it already cooled down a little bit, so you could just drink it up. They also have these sugar cookies that have this, they have sprinkles on them, and they were just delectable. Quite a delicacy. I highly recommend trying them. It was like these sugar crystal sprinkles, too. Then eventually the train reaches Hollister right after it heads northbound, and then it stops to pick up Santa. And then after Santa boards the train, that's when the train begins to make its way towards Lights of Joy, which is near the Branson Landing. Well, not really near the Branson Landing, but the train passes through the landing. Well, not through the landing, but right next to the landing, as it goes through the wayside horn crossings and past the depot. And then you eventually reach the Lights of Joy display where they turn off the lights on the train and you get to see all the beautiful lights outside the train. Like, it's just a fantastic experience seeing all the beautiful lights as the train is passing by. It's just beautiful. Honestly, one of the best experiences of my life. And then the train heads southbound back to Branson Depot. And then eventually, as the train's pulling in, you're treated to like at least one more song, which for the first time I wrote it, it was the Polar Express Suite. They were playing it, and I kid you not, as the ending to the suite came, the train came to a full and complete stop. But both when I went on my birthday, it happened again, but this time with Silent Night. And after Silent Night ended, the train came to a stop. And it was just fantastic. Honestly, one of the best experiences of my life. Riding it on my birthday, my 21st birthday, was the best experience of my life. Honestly. Because of how much I loved the Polar Express, I wanted to make one of my childhood dreams come true. Make a Thomas Express movie. Which the Thomas Express was thought of ever since I was a kid. Like, what if Thomas pulled the Polar Express? Year when we were all quarantined, I wanted to lift a few spirits for Christmas, and so I decided to make the Thomas Express. Now, the first Thomas Express is mostly goes after the book, but it still has elements from the movie. Glacier Gulch is in it, and not to mention, it also features a lot of the songs from the movie. And there's also when I start to give teasers for like PB&J Otter and stuff, because I was eventually going to add PB&J to the series, so I wanted to give them cameo appearances in the movie. However, after I went on the real Polar Express train ride, I knew I had to make another one. And so I created the Thomas Express 2 Spirit of the Season, which was honestly one of the best Thomas Express films, because this one has everything from the first movie, except now there's the train car scene where Thomas's back car goes down a hill and, almost ends up at the North Pole, but Percy rescues at the last minute. I also made the second one a musical. Same for the third. However, the third, it's definitely not one of my best works that I've done. The third movie was honestly a mess. And so, because of how messy the third movie was, I mean, plot-wise it was great, and story-wise it was great, but I'm going to do a fourth one, and we're going to pretty much just treat the third one like it didn't really happen. So, I will be working on the Thomas Express 4 Return to the North Pole this year. It's probably not going to be... Now, it's not going to be as long as the other Thomas Express films. It's probably going to be... the first... It's probably going to be the same length as the first Thomas Express. And I'm going to probably edit it on my mom's computer this time. Hopefully it doesn't lag, and hopefully it works. Yeah, Hudson had great voice acting, which I sent the link on Discord, Hudson, so feel free to join if you can. Anyway, folks, also for the second and third movie, I had Damien helping with it. Now, he's mostly been providing train footage for the movies, though, which mainly the footage of Thomas chugging along Sodor through the North Pole, and then eventually... However, for the third movie, I wanted to actually put the Polar Express on the island of Sodor, and that's exactly what I did. He put the Polar Express on this island of Sodor map, and it was just one of the most fantastic parts that he has done. Honestly, I'd probably bring him back just for the Thomas Express 4, if he was willing to anyway. If he's watching, I might probably ask him, but yeah. Anyway, here's the voice of the Polar Express, Hudson Train Guy 12.
Ho ho ho.
Which I met him after production of the first Thomas Express film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Hudson, the Polar Express is celebrating its 20th anniversary today.
Woohoo! Time to change something up. Boom.
Honestly, the Polar Express train is amazing. You can actually still ride it to this day. It's the Lima 284 Berkshire steam locomotive. And
yeah, get that right, you nerd.
Yeah, the know-it-all kid, portrayed by Eddie Deason, was honestly one of my favorite characters too. He's also voiced for a few other projects like the Brave Little Toaster Goes to the Rescue. He's also voiced for the 2010 version of Pound Puppies from the Hub channel. And no, I'm not talking about that Hub.
The old Hub, like before it was rebranded to a mid-ass Discovery Kids channel thing.
Well, first it was called Discovery Kids, and then it was called the Hub Network, and then they just went back to Discovery Family.
Oh.
I do remember watching some of the Hub. I remember they showed Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, a few other shows. There's also movies. Anyway, so for the fourth Polar Express, or the fourth Thomas Express, sorry, I wanted to I'm once again gonna have Hudson voice Polar Express himself, and he will still go to the North Pole. He will. However,
Alrighty.
Thomas will tag along for the journey. We're pretty much gonna treat the third movie like it never happened. Well, not like it never happened. We'll still treat it like it happened a little bit, but it's one of those, you know, try not to be like it. And plus, it won't have, our dialogue like it sound like it was recorded on a potato.
Potato.
That was the biggest problem with with the third movie. Because my mic got fucked up, I had to, I still made do with what I had, and I just, I was eventually going to get a new phone for that Christmas, but well, I haven't got it yet. Which, the Thomas Express 3 was going to be the last project I would film with my old phone. However, I'm glad I got rid of it, and well, actually, I didn't get rid of it. I still have it, just as like an extra. It's only a little bit cracked. It's still functional, but sometimes it causes lag for a lot of stuff. And obviously, video quality sounds like it was recorded on a potato. The only thing that was fine though was Hudson's dialogue and Enterprise's dialogue too, when he voiced Victor, which I will see if he wants to reprise his role as Victor. I'm gonna definitely see if I can get some of the old gang back together for this third movie. This will probably be the last project I do with them because I'm pretty much mostly hanging around the Six Flags fandom people now. Which the Polar Express is the reason why I wanted to do roller coasters. And honestly, and it's also the same reason Ides of March always does to the North Pole whenever Tommy G. Robertson appears in his videos.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm guessing he liked visiting Six Flags during Christmas and he thought Polar Express. Which Holiday in the Park, I believe, started in the year 2015, or I think it was 2016 actually, which was the same year that Zootopia came out, and also Moana, and also My Biological Father went to get the milk.
Give me a glass of milk.
Yes. Anyway, so for the Thomas Express 4, we're gonna have the new characters. We'll have Ootsy and Bootsy, Nick and Judy, Garfield. Which also brings me the question: what would Nick and Judy do if the Polar Express stopped by their house? Well, they don't really live in a house per se. I wonder if they're still going to be in that weird apartment in the movie. Because if you've seen the first movie, you know that Judy Hopps stays at the Grand Pangolin Arms, which has this, pretty old-looking room. But Judy didn't mind. She was just happy to be in Zootopia. Yeah, but anyway, I think one of the... I forgot where I was going with this. So my question to everyone is, have they been on a Polar Express train ride before? And if so, was it branded as the Polar Express, or was it just a Christmas train ride that had elements from the Polar Express? There's lots of Polar Expresses here in Missouri. I know there's one in Kansas that I did Day Out with Thomas with, but they do a Polar Express event. There's also Santa's Express, which is at the St. Louis Iron Mountain Southern Railway, which was the first train video I starred in. However, it was for a James Gang robbery when I went. And then there's the Branson Scenic Railways Polar Express, which is the one I do. And then there's lastly the St. Louis Polar Express, which Last year was definitely
Up
not the
there,
best year
Josh.
because all people could see out of that Polar Express was pollution and
30-minute
also the
mark.
St. Louis. It's 30-minute mark. But yeah, all they could see for the St. Louis one is just St. Louis, pollution, and that's it. I think I like the Branson Scenic Railways better. I mean, yes, the Union Station Polar Express may have the observation car that has like the red tail light, but well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't have a good setting for the Polar Express because the Polar Express pretty much goes through the middle of nowhere on its way to the North Pole, and because of how dark it is during the routes to Branson to Arkansas, which the railroad runs from Branson to Arkansas when it during regular operations. However, during Polar Express, it runs past Hollister, it stops at Hollister, then heads up to Lights of Joy, which is up near towards I don't know, but it's up towards where like there's like this charcoal plant or whatever, and then eventually the train will eventually return back to the depot after Lights of Joy. But I think the Christmas lights is one of the biggest highlights of the Polar Express train ride in Branson. Plus, on the train, there's the book reading. And then after Santa boards, that's when you get the visitors in the passenger cars. Like, you get a hobo and a caroler with an accordion. You also get Santa with his sleigh bells, and Mrs. Claus, some elves. My Nana, who is obsessed with Christmas, acted like a kid in a candy store on the Polar Express.
God damn.
Yeah. My Nana was just, she was happy to be on the Polar Express. I also took my girlfriend on the train. And that was when I went for my 21st birthday. One of the best birthdays I've ever had. I'd even say it's better than all the other birthdays I've had. Probably the best birthday of my life. I don't see how my 22nd birthday is going to top this. Because honestly, that's what makes it the best, though. I mean, I haven't had really. I've only had like a few rough birthdays, but that was my 14th birthday and also my 19th birthday. But even my 19th birthday was made up with the Polar Express when I went with my father for the first time on that train. Every time before we go on the Polar Express, on the night before, we always watch the movie, and I make hot chocolate, which I actually have a conductor's hat mug that I bought last year for my birthday, which is honestly what I'm using to drink cocoa from now on. The way I like to do it is I try to make it like the Polar Express's hot chocolate, as described, as rich as melted chocolate bars. I flat out add pieces of chocolate to it, and I just try my best to add as much chocolate as possible to make it the most chocolatiest drink ever. Even when I buy a hot chocolate from McDonald's, if I have a candy bar, I usually just put the candy bar in it and let it melt. So it can make it more chocolatier. And I apologize if I get anyone craving hot chocolate, but at the same time, I have no regrets. I still can't believe the movie is turning 20 today. 20th anniversary
God,
of
we feel old.
Yeah. Heck, in 2 years, actually, in like 1 year, we're going to have the 10-year anniversary for Zootopia, and yet they're going to release the sequel. Actually, wait, the sequel is coming out near its 10th anniversary. Because, I mean, it's going to be out in November.
Interesting.
And if it does well, it'll probably stick around until like the end of December. But honestly, I think for my birthday next year, I'm for sure going to see Zootopia 2. And hopefully, if it comes out, Final Destination 6, which is going to be Tony Todd's last role. Because, unfortunately, Tony Todd, who played William Bloodworth in the Final Destination films, has passed away. In other words, he was next on death's list. At least it wasn't death by like a Rube Goldberg. That's the nice thing, because that's how Final Destination deaths usually occur. It's usually in like this Rube Goldberg contraption where there's like objects around like any object around your room could kill you. Some parts will almost kill you, but then eventually, however, you may think that you've escaped it, but then death catches you by surprise. But Tony Todd probably died by like natural causes. And I still think that he was amazing as William Bloodworth. And I can't wait to see his last role as Bloodworth in Final Destination Bloodlines or Final Destination 6. And you can bet that I'll be watching all 5 of the movies before the 6th.
Good luck, partner.
Yeah. And I'm probably going to save the 3rd movie for when I'm getting ready for my trip to Six Flags, because I like watching it before Six Flags because of the roller coaster. But yeah. I'll probably do it for opening day for next year, which, yeah. Still wish Six Flags was open for Christmas, but it's not anymore. Because then I'd probably be doing a Tommy G, because then I'd probably feature Tommy G in the Thomas Express. He did appear in the second one, but that was footage I recorded during Fright Fest, which thankfully there wasn't any frights nearby, so anyone could thought that it was released. It was done during Christmas time, so yeah. I'm definitely going to try my best to not make the fourth Tom's Express film like the other ones. I'll try to do something different and
Lively.
late.
Number 1, you sent the stream link at 1:47.
I had to get the facts out of the way. You guys start chitty-chattering, and it distracts me.
Yeah, and distracted you.
Banter.
Now you're going to be streaming for an hour. Congratulations. How do you feel?
I have no regrets.
Okay.
I still have a birthday streaming plans too. But that won't be until like probably my birthday. Also, for the next Easy Railcast, we're going to be going over Zootopia 2 predictions. Because I have quite a bit of questions, and I'm wondering what's going to happen in this sequel.
Gonna happen.
One thing I'm hoping happens is that there's like some sort of musical number or something, because a lot of sequels have like a musical number. Like Kronk's New Groove has Feel Like a Million, and dare I say, Wreck-It Ralph 2 has a place called Slaughter Race, which is a musical number, and some of the Ice Age movies have musical numbers. And I still can't believe they're making a 6th movie, and I don't want a 6th movie. I didn't ask for it. I didn't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I just want... They should have just stopped at the 1st.
Anyways, my friends are watching Sausage Party. Casually.
Oh, yes, the one with Greg Tiernan, and, you know...
I'm a nation.
Yes. There's also, Seth Rogen, who voices Frank the Sausage. I can't even do his laugh.
Okay.
Well, Thomas Dearest has done like a great video on Greg Tiernan.
Guys, the 40-minute mark is coming up. This is my secondary mark.
Well, I already did the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, you can't do the 40-minute mark because that's bad.
Bad my ass.
Oh yeah, well, flips the middle finger. Boo.
Your opinions are shit.
Yeah. That's a good junction next time.
This is banter.
If it's who? What?
We have a lot of banter.
Yeah. But what's banter?
Banter is just like, sort of like arguments, but well.
We have
just poking fun.
Yeah. Anyway, let me try to find.
Hmm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 40-minute mark. Okay, that was
Why say hello?
I wonder what
Okay.
White's Train World is, because he is one of the train masters.
Okay, I
Here to
can't
use the
scream
railroad.
loud because my parents are sleeping. So, hi.
Yeah, and also you got friends watching Sausage Party.
No, it's in a Discord server.
Oh,
Why did you think it was somewhere not in a Discord server, Drew? LMFAO.
I just thought that. I don't know.
You had like actual friends or something?
On Discord, yeah. But I have actual friends.
Oh, okay.
And now it's time for Stupid Questions with Tails. The part of the show where Tails asks a
Oh my
stupid
gosh,
question.
no. That was just a joke.
Now it's a thing. Drew, quick question.
Yeah.
Can Nutty from Happy Tree Friends just don't be I don't know, existing?
If you dare do any slander with it,
Can Nutty
I will
be Gen Can Nutty be
I
Gen
will
Alpha?
give you a lava bath.
Hold on. Can Nutty be Gen Alpha? And that was Stupid Questions with Tails. Tune in next time to hear
Now,
Tails
folks,
says
we're gonna have. I have an advertisement about the immersive Tom's Express experience. If
how
you want a
immersive.
lot of hot chocolate and stuff, then you should check out the immersive Tom's Express experience, where you get to actually take a ride on the Tom's Express, get to drink real hot chocolate, and there's all sorts of surprises like the unknown.
I'm mad. I don't want
Now
to talk
Nutty's
about it.
Gen Z. Gen Alpha is actually let's
Oh, isn't
see.
that Skibbity
Can
Toilet,
Nutty be
Sigma, yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Shit.
Zootopia? Shit.
Where's resolution?
And now, folks, oh man, I can't believe
Party.
I'm gonna do this. Okay, folks, here is a, I don't want to do it, it's scary. I have another, I'm really not, I don't know, I use that website again, and
AI?
I was able to get another sneak peek of the Tom's Express 4. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, a sneak peek of the Tom's Express
I
4.
swear to God. No, stop! 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 Stop!
If you thought that
Why
was
does Lisa
amazing,
look like a
you'll like the
monkey?
rest of the movie. We're making it with AI. Not really. I'm not using AI to make
Stop,
any of my
please.
videos. I just like to do this to, make people feel uncomfortable and,
You're torturing me and Hudson. Stop.
Well, at least I didn't have too much torture.
Hudson, you got the belt once, and that was torture right there.
Oh shit. I mean, at least it's more amusing than
that's
just, I don't know,
disgusting.
Gen Alpha
Amazing.
making shit? Well, of course you're both equally crap.
I'm definitely not using Gen Alpha and Drew Thomas because, yeah. If I did Gen Alpha stuff, then let's just say I would probably regret doing every single joke that Gen Alpha does, like, Skibbity Toilet or other stuff like that. For goodness sakes. And why is there toys of the,
Scuba diving toilets?
yes.
Pretty much someone hasn't even got a lawsuit from it.
Yes, there's toys of Skibbity Toilet. There's also rumors speculating that there's going to be a movie.
Directed by Michael Bay.
No, if
Oh,
Michael
be
Bay does that,
quiet.
I will lose all respect
Well, it's
for
confirmed.
Hudson with your Michael Bay.
Honestly, that'd be just as worse as conjunction watching Little Brown Bear. Because if he gets into it, then we're all screwed. If he actually likes this, I will shut down Easy Railroad. I would call off any future projects, and I would just stick to Six Flags videos if he ever, But you better
Hey,
pray that he
guys.
doesn't watch that show and likes it.
Guys, look in the comments. Someone had a
Oh,
message
there's
for
someone
you,
like it a
Drew.
monster. The show's poorly written. I mean, the show revolves around this bear who does stuff, and the episodes are too short. And not to mention that this bear gets away with a lot of stuff, like calling his mom horrible, throwing temper tantrums.
Even the U.S. dub,
I think
Jules J. Jong from the CGI series of Thomas actually voices him.
What?
Yep,
Who?
CGI voice actor.
Jules J. Jong.
Oh.
Oh.
I'll huff and I puff and I'll be there on time. You mean that guy?
So at least the little brown bear didn't pinch his baby sister. He doesn't have a baby sister actually. There was
This
an
is a
episode where
single
he
child,
Alright.
that's all.
there was an episode where he caused a disruption for a baby and also got jealous over the baby's attention, but
I will pinch my baby sister like Caillou. I don't have a baby sister, luckily, so I cannot pinch like Caillou pinches her baby little
Yeah.
sister.
Gig
Oh
check.
no, I'm crashing.
a lot of people say that Horde Henry is bad, but well, it doesn't look too bad. I mean,
Henry?
It's
Really?
decent.
you know what to say. Don't judge a book by its cover. I haven't really seen an episode yet. I mean,
Well, of course his parents are pricks.
yeah, I've heard.
Drew, Hudson. Everybody's pricks sometimes. Everybody. And I mean
Hey,
it.
wise ass.
Well, you're welcome, smart ass.
And ladies and gentlemen, folks, we have the Bill and Ben of Drew Thomas, Tails and Hudson.
Yes, thank you.
Nuh-uh. Be quiet. Be quiet. I'm not gonna argue over flatbeds. Bill and Ben. I'm not arguing over flatbeds because who argues over flatbeds? Or who takes flatbeds first?
Tails, if you don't stop talking, I'm gonna pull up another AI video.
Do it.
At
You
least I don't
fucking
argue over
balls.
new buffers. Or
At least I don't argue on who's going forward and back.
Yep, they're arguing, folks. Okay, folks, I think I may have to break this up. Drew, no. I just love how he uses custom fonts for whenever he.
I think he has a custom keyboard
saying
app.
something.
That's probably
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, that's why he has such fancy writing. He can write anything fancy, like,
And he
You know,
has magic.
I want to see more fancy writing now!
No!
More
Stop!
fancy writing! Do it! Do it!
Oh, no.
Ew! Help me! I'm ill now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
more
think he's
fancy
allergic to
writing!
AI.
Get
No,
the shit out of here. Okay.
don't make it.
Sorry
else
about
I'm
that,
gonna make you die. Please never
Yeah.
ever do that again. Okay, I'm not careful when
I
I'm
tried to
driving.
do it to see what I accidentally create. I'm not actually going to use it for videos. People mostly use it for just for laughs and stuff. The only AI site that I fully use is Character AI, and even then, I don't treat it like the characters are real. I
The
mean,
characters are so fake, bro.
yeah, they're still fictional characters, and it's just an AI site that has it where you can chat with these characters, but don't take anything they say seriously. They're just AI bots.
Oh my! Did you
Like,
already
for
heard
instance-
about the person that died because of character
Yeah.
AI?
Because of
Yeah.
because he committed uninstall life.
He committed reset character over that.
Yeah.
Who does that? I
I'm
didn't
gonna go
know
on there.
that.
I hate the new Roblox death sound.
Oh, how dare you? Okay,
Well, it's true. It's just like.
oh, let me say this.
I mean,
Don't
Okay,
don't
sure.
like the show. Hold on, let me say this first. Don't like the show. I hate this Tom. This is not the Thomas we grew up with.
oh man,
Yeah,
It's
the time
okay.
the conjunction just got mad over you.
Yeah. I mean, it was because I forgot to put I. But I mean, who needs eyes anyway? I mean, I was just saying that I don't like the show, but I guess then he took that as I was telling people to not like the show when I said don't like the show. I'm not saying. So he
Well,
took that out of
I call
context.
that a
So
happy accident.
yeah,
a sad accident.
yeah. I messed up on grammar. He thought I was bashing opinions. As long as he's not forcing me to like it, I'm okay.
I feel his mom wrote that for him. Because that doesn't sound like what conjunction would say.
Yeah, I have to admit, I was a little harsh with some shows like The Wonder Pets and Neo Kailan.
Okay. Nino Kylan is actually good.
Oh, here's White's Train World.
Yeah.
Wyatt, you're late.
He's never been on
Sorry.
the Blue Express
I've
before.
been cleaning up my grandma and grandpa's old house. Let me tell you, I have found some great train stuff, especially some old stuff from. It's hard to explain, but I found some good train stuff. I'll just say. While I was cleaning up, I even found an old engine, an HO steam locomotive that's been owned by my great grandpa. I found a old G gauge caboose, which was actually.
Hudson, can I tell your secret out loud?
Oh yeah, White's Train World does have a Polar Express set. It's
Go
except
for it,
for the set.
but if it's cringe, then hell no.
Oh, I got the.
Oh no, it's a secret you said in the chat.
Dales, if you ask a stupid question, I'll pull up another AI video.
He's
Get all that
right.
Is the big boy big or is it small?
It's big. That's
Are you
entirely
kidding
big,
me?
but-
You asked another one? Okay, that's it.
Stop!
No.
Stop! Stop! You're personally, guys. Josh was personally hurting me. What do I do with this
Look.
information?
Drew, I got some more tracks for Dirty Dan's brothers. The good news is the tracks fit perfectly for them.
I'm surprised that your tracks haven't snapped. Mine snapped like a twig. That's why I couldn't use the tracks. I wanted
I
to
also
build
have-
a
Sorry. I
You're
also
Hey,
have a
tempting
base
caboose
reveal.
that was
My
also
turn.
built by the same company. I also
You're
have
tempting me.
Yeah.
Oh. You're tempting me to ask a stupid question again, Drew. Don't make me.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yep, he's tempting me. Is Dirty Dan clean?
I would show you my great
Jesus Christ.
locomotive, but
See, you're making him lose consciousness.
I would show my great grandpa's old locomotive, but it's under wraps right now.
Your great grandpa's old locomotive.
Hi.
How old is that locomotive, anyways?
Hello, Warner Brothers. Fan or
I don't know how old, but it is covered with like dust and it's not very great condition.
Hello, Infinity Max Bros. Dot Division. How are you?
Found an old caboose too that was built by the same company that
Okay,
built.
so I thought, what if we were to just put both Wyatts in a logo and we call it Wyatt Brothers? Except we put Bros.
that would slap hard.
It would just be the
Honestly-
WB shield, but instead of say Warner, it would say Wyatt.
Honestly, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, my Celebration City cup.
Who fuck with that?
A cup from Celebration City. Look,
The oldest Lionel train I have is a Lionel Hudson. I thought they were going to give me tracks, but I was wrong. They didn't give me tracks. Womp womp.
Nice!
That's
Oh,
bad.
nice.
this is a cup from Celebration City.
Oh, that's actually good. Wow.
Yeah, the other theme park Silver Dollar City owns. And
I am shocked.
If Taylor is about to ask another stupid question, I'm just going to, do the backstage thing.
I also drew it.
And now I'm
I
not
have the
going to.
horn. I have the horn. I want to used for the WFMP. Here it
Oh,
is.
nice.
A
No, I-
trumpet? I mean, wait, a kazoo whistle or whatever.
So,
I think it came from a bicycle, but
Oh,
if
bicycle
it's
horn.
possible, I might donate to the WFMP and they might convert it into a train horn for their diesel engines.
I actually got one myself, and however, the actual parts where the horn gets a sound is stuck inside the horn, so you know.
The cool thing about the Celebration City Cup, it actually used to light up.
Ooh.
I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Hudson,
Okay.
I'm not going to do that. I don't want to get backstage by. Well, I'm going to do that. Well, I'm going to get backstage by anyways.
Who said anything? I was just gonna put you backstage. I was gonna play the ad clip, then put you backstage.
Yeah,
After you answered the question.
Double punishment.
the engine is actually
Or-
under this bag right here, the gray bag. It's under that gray bag. It's where my great grandpa's HO locomotive is. Even the boiler cap isn't on anymore. It's missing.
Yeah, my engines. I forgot what I was going with this. Oh well. Oh hey, look who it is. Our fellow Missouri News Railroader.
Wait, who is it? Oh,
Well, folks, he actually makes a pretty good White Bros logo. I think we might have to use it in Drew Thomas. And plus, it gets two. And plus, if I have both whites working together, I could just put that logo instead of just putting White Glovers and eventually the White Straight World logo.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
what if you do?
Boom, put it all together.
I do have a lantern too. I have two old train lanterns, which I believe
If
they.
you take the F, then you add the UCK. Put it all together. Now,
I'm taking over. Ha ha ha.
Hey guys, welcome back to a Thomas Hill stream, and today we're gonna talk
Nope,
about.
this is Hudson Stringer 12 stream. Hello, folks. This is
You don't have
Hudson
StreamYard
12 here,
anymore.
and welcome to my return stream. Yeah.
And now, our feature presentation.
Oh my fucking god.
No! Stop! Stop!
And I'm defeated.
pick up the Thomas Express 4, folks!
Stop, please. Okay, why does Petunia somewhat look normal now? She looks bad, now she looks normal.
What? Oh no,
His name.
Terry.
Karma for Wyatt or
Drew, you gotta look at this old picture.
oh
What's this?
nice.
Oh, that's Silverdale City.
Cool.
Look at
These
that,
are
folks.
old pictures. How old are these?
Look
Oh man.
Probably. I was probably in high school. 90s.
Look at that, folks.
Joshua, what did you say?
Look at that.
What
These
is that?
are relics. These are relics, folks. Look at that. Well, folks,
Feel
Oh yeah, that's Paul
That-
Potter pig.
Is epic.
Oh.
So classic.
Bluey's Line Halloween and the Great Gila Rescue. I think it might have been the Great Gila Rescue because that one had a rescue in it. Although Bluey's Line Halloween also had a rescue, but it was Thomas.
Jimmy.
I like the representation of Bluey, to be honest.
Wow.
I like the representation of Bluey, to
You
be
should
honest.
say the date in the pictures, chicken on the back.
Little volcanoes.
Who's that?
You.
Okay, we're
Oh,
gonna.
no.
Who
I
is
don't wanna-
this girl?
Who are you?
Oh dear. Well, there's like 1 minute left, so I think I'm good.
Big
So
tuxedo man.
when I get to the end, I'm gonna wrap it up like a Christmas bow. A number 7 holly green bow. I know what you're thinking. Am I with Sugarna? I ain't.
There's Terry. Terry again.
Oh my gosh, yes! Oh my gosh.
That's giving me Rankin Bass vibes.
That's from-
Oh yeah, here's the old lanterns.
Alright, fine, Tails. I can let you do your 1 hour mark line in like without any complaints.
Oh.
He says.
What?
All right.
Eight,
Count.
7, 6,
Me and Erica.
Counting slow.
4, 3, 2, 1.
1 hour mark.
That's right,
That was
folks.
weak.
It's time for us to go. And needless to say, I'd just like to say this: the Polar Express is still one of the best movies that I've ever seen, and still will be. I can't wait to take my ride for the 20th anniversary this December, and also that same weekend, I will be going to Silver Dollar City with White's Train World.
Yep. Also, I might give you one. I have 2 of these lanterns here. I might give one of them to you as a Christmas
Oh my
present.
gosh! Thank you. I would love a lantern. I mean, I have a Thomas the Tank Engine lantern, but that looks very authentic.
Sorry for the ruckus in the
Is that a
background.
kerosene lantern?
What?
Is that a kerosene lantern?
A kerosene lantern?
Yeah, is it?
I don't know what kind of lantern it is, but it looks like a lantern used for a railroad. There's 2 of them in this box. I'm planning on taking them both home. So one, I can give one to you because it would go good for your conductor outfit, and then
Yeah. I may have that Thomas the Tank Engine lantern, but that is also a great lantern too, because I mean, the more lanterns, the merrier. I'll probably just have the Thomas lantern for when I'm, doing my Shining Time stuff, and then for when I'm the Polar Express conductor, that's when I'll have the White's Train World lantern.
also an old railroad spike too, by the way.
I still have plans, and I'm still really excited to take my first ride on Amtrak to Kansas City, Missouri, on the Missouri River Runner. I'll be bound from Washington to,
Sub.
you know.
Also, I have the 2 locomotives that will be running this year too, but they're from freaking last year. Picture.
Anyway, so subscribe to my channel, subscribe to White's Train World, and remember the Thomas Express 4 will probably be out sometime in between Christmas and New Year's. I don't have a release date yet, but I'm mostly going to lean towards Christmas, so yeah, there's that. Obviously, this will also be the first Thomas Express film to also have White's Train World helping us out with. He's mainly just going to help, he's just my idea giver and also my right-hand man and railway consultant. Not really a right-hand man. I have quite a bit of right-hand mans, actually. He's my, he works for the Missouri branch of Easy Railroad. Yeah, that's it. And he is the railway consultant. He works on a real railroad, and he knows a lot about trains. Well, folks, that's all for the stream. Subscribe to Drew Thomas and subscribe to Ides of March Adventures because, like he always says, to the North Pole. Anyway, the Polar Express will be departing on Christmas Eve shortly. Hope to see you on that train. This is Conductor Drew Thomas signing off. And remember, sometimes seeing is believing, and sometimes the most real things in the world are the things we can't see. All right, to the North Pole.